Hello to all my Sagittarius. It is AD with Astrology, and I am going to be doing your Zodiac reading, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Welcome back to the channel. If you're old, welcome to the channel. If you are new, we are so happy to have you here as we grow and expand, guys. So let's get into it. But before we do, I just want to give my disclaimer, guys. Please keep in mind that I do subscribe to Vedic Sidereal Astrology, so my placements could be a little bit different from yours. So you can watch this video if you are a sun in Sagittarius in Western astrology, or if you are a Sagittarius rising or Sagittarius moon in Vedic sidereal astrology. I think that it applies to all of them. And if you like, share, and subscribe, hit that notification bell, then you will be alerted for potentially 3 different readings from me if you know both of your charts. So I encourage you to know both of your astrological charts, all your astrological charts that there is to learn, so you can have as many perspectives as possible. But I personally really like Vedic sidereal. I appreciate everything about it. So anyways, let's go ahead and get into your reading and see what you can expect from my Sagittarius people. So if you identify as a Sagittarius in any way, shape, or form, you're in the right place. All right, starting off with the Emperor. I really like that. Really like that, actually. Very strong energy to start off with, but we'll see what builds around it. Queen of Wands, more strength. More strength and more fire. Ah, the Hierophant. Okay. Death. Oh my goodness. I'll take this one too. The 8 of Pentacles. The 4 of Pentacles. This feels like a really serious reading, Sagittarius. I can feel it already. And it's so funny. So as I started learning sidereal and Vedic astrology, it really made me look at the signs in a different way. And one of the main ones that I learned about was Sagittarius energy. You guys are a lot of the times in Western astrology, you guys are painted as really fun-loving and, you know, just open, gregarious, honest, brutally honest. And I think that all of that is true. But the other thing that I've learned about Sagittarius energy is you're extremely serious and thoughtful sign. So this feels like a very serious reading for you. It's long story short, it feels like you did not come to play games is kind of what I'm getting. Ah, the King of Pentacles. Yep, a very serious king. Serious about that money, and I think that seems to be driving a lot of this. It's more than money. It's all about establishing... Yeah, the 6 of Cups. It's all about establishing wealth, honestly, and just long-term legacy. And then we have the Justice card here at the bottom. Yin and Yang energy, balance, very Venetian. So let's look. I actually want to reference. Oh, sorry, Sagittarius. I have so many different things going on right now. But if you stick through to the end of the video, I am going to be doing an astrological analysis about what's going on. And the reason why I'm bringing it up now is because I do think... Yes, I was just like, everything that's happening, your sun, Mercury retrograde, Saturn is all in your 2nd house. So you're in a very Taurus energy. And that's what I was picking up. That's what I was like, you're very serious about something. And even all that is aspecting the 8th house, that's traditionally ruled by Scorpio. So anyways, sorry, just a fun little tidbit if you're into that stuff. But yeah, astrology is going to back this reading up very well, because you are certainly thinking about your legacy. What are you leaving behind? Some of you could be revisiting religious institutions, like Catholicism, Judaism, Islam, Hinduism. You're a Sagittarius, so you're naturally like that. But the 2nd house rules a lot of those institutions. Like the Hierophant is traditionally like the Pope. So you could be looking at like just old religions and all that stuff, and you could be questioning your own, or just exploring, asking questions, or learning about a whole different one. I just feel like you're looking for the best answers possible. I feel like COVID shook everybody, but it looks like the Sagittarius nature in you has caused you to turn and be like, what did the ancients say about this? What is the ancient wisdom behind things like this? Have we seen this before? What is the best way to channel this energy? So it seems like you're in a very curious state when it comes to like religious institutions right now. That might not be for everybody, but I do feel like it's for somebody, right? It could be for one person, and we're in this thing. So the Emperor, the Queen of Wands, and the Hierophant. You are really taking control over something and you're establishing something very strongly. And I feel like there's something that you don't want to budge on. For some of you guys, it could be an entrepreneurial thing, or you are the boss and you're large and in charge and you are taking the reins. I almost feel like if you're the boss of something, you've come to completely demolish what existed before and to expand something new. It's so funny. You have a lot of similar cards, or quite a few similar cards to Aries. And I use different decks for the readings, but you have three cards off the rip out of 9, which is pretty, big, that are the same. So you might want to watch the Aries energy just for extra backup. But if not, you're here and we're going to talk about you, but that's very fascinating. It just looks like you're ready to take something to the next level. And it could be because you're reestablishing order. Like, that just feels like the theme of this reading. You're reestablishing order. You're reestablishing order within yourself. You're reestablishing order within your peer groups, and people are looking to you for advice, which I think that you love and adore, Sagittarius. And you were full of ideas, and it feels like you're willing to go backwards in order to move forward. There were things that got lost in the past that you're just like, why did we stop doing that? What happened? And then you find out, oh, we need to reintroduce that in a new way or modernize it. So I feel like some of your things that you're learning through this retrograde season, if you're watching this as I'm posting it, is just stumbling upon old ways of doing stuff that you could make new. And that seems to be what you're doing. So there does seem to be like this death and rebirth with this, like you are demolishing something in order to revive it again and take it to new levels. Strong Aries, like a lot of Aries energy represented here. Aries. So really funny. You're just a go-getter right now. You're very excited to move forward. You're very excited for your ideas, and I feel like you're bullheaded on it. Like, you're not going to resist it, which is awesome. So Death, 8 of Pentacles to the 4 of Pentacles. There's been a stuckness when it comes to where your focus is, and I feel like, and again, Saturn is in your 2nd house, so you're putting in a lot of work and you're not necessarily seeing the return yet. You will see it, but it kind of feels like you feel like you're on a hamster wheel. You're like, I'm doing this. I'm not necessarily seeing any change, but I know that I'm doing it. It almost feels like if you're losing weight and you're not seeing the scale change, but you're actually losing inches. So I challenge you with this Mercury retrograde, my Sagittarius peeps, to really focus in and hone in how you're looking at certain things, and if you're looking at them from the best way, because your perspective could be blinding you from the truth and the reality of the situation, and so you could find yourself more frustrated than you need to be, because the changes are happening, they just haven't been resulted yet. But I do understand this is a very frustrating energy. This feels very slow. You're a fire sign, so you're not the most patient. Sorta. Sagittarius is weird. Like Sagittarius can be some of the most patient people and then some of the most impatient. It just depends on what they're being patient on. But this thing, it's highly recommended for you to be patient with. And then the last row, we have the 3 of Wands, the King of Pentacles to the 6 of Cups. So it's this revisiting of the past. That's what I got from the Aries energy too. There is something from your past that seems to be making its way back to the forefront. And I feel like you should feel safe. I feel like whatever this is, it's going to make you feel safe. It's going to make you feel comfortable. And almost it feels as if things have not been working out and you were a longtime Catholic. Okay, just an example. You were a longtime Catholic and life has happened and everything. And so you removed from the church, you've had bad experiences, but now you're really in a space, and Spirit is just like, it might be a good idea for you to visit your church and just get on your knees and pray in a traditional way. I just feel like tradition is extremely important to you right now. The tradition that you're leaving and also the tradition that you're living simultaneously, which you're passing on your legacy. So very deep reading, we're in a very interesting time where you're looking at the future. And I feel like, again, Sagittarius, you're so serious when it comes to what you say, what you preach, and how you live your life and the legacy that you lead. And so this is a really good time for you to be thinking about that. And it looks like that you are. So the outer influence that we have, the Emperor, the Hierophant, the 3 of Wands, and the 6 of Cups. Again, it's that moving forward to go back. I feel like if you look back on your childhood, you were so happy and you're like, what did I do when I was a kid that I stopped doing as an adult? I want to do that again because I want to be happy again. It feels like that type of mentality. So you're picking up old habits. You're picking up like painting, hobbies, excuse me. You're picking up painting again. You're picking up running. You're picking up exercises. You're picking up music. You know, you're listening to old music to put you back in that space. I just feel like you're in this state where you're just really having more so fond memories of childhood and past experiences, and it's releasing you from kind of the drudgery that everybody's been going through for the past couple of years. And so I feel like this is inspiring you to take life by the horns and get back on that horse, saddle up, and blaze through, because you have something to prove to yourself. A lot of Scorpio energy here too, so very Martian ruled, so it's all about the war, it's all about action. And I think that Sagittarius, excuse me, you're really excited to do that, and it looks like you're willing to put in the work and put in the discipline and put in the effort in order to get that. So that's the outer world. Your inner world, Death, Queen of Wands, Four of Pentacles to the King of Pentacles. So we do have a couple here, but we have a death, an ending to stagnation. So it depends on where you are in your relationships. And even here, you know, Spirit brought my eye back to the Justice card. So this does feel relationship-y, partnership-y. Again, this can deal with a business partnership, or it can deal with marriage. And isn't marriage a business partnership? But anyways, I digress. I do feel like if there's been a standstill in a relationship where you just have not been able to get eye to eye, there is going to be an ending to that. For some of you, it could mean ending the relationship in general with the Death card. But I really feel like it's more of the transformative time where like this Four of Pentacles, where you feel stuck, where you feel stagnant, is going to be transformed and moved. It feels like the passion is going to come back. But if you're done with the relationship, then this seems like the time where the relationship would end. And the reason why is because you guys are no longer encouraging one another, or in fact helping each other grow and expand. And that's what you're all about, Sagittarius. So when you feel stuck and you feel trapped in something, you have no choice but to force it to leave. So it feels like you're either forcing the situation to change and release you and find freedom again, or you are actually just walking away from the relationship and yeah, doing your own thing. You're just refusing to be held down by it anymore. And it doesn't necessarily mean, yeah, for some of you it's actually ending, but I feel like it's honestly just yourself changing with the Death card. It's like your internal perspective on it. You're like, I'm not going to put all this energy into it. I have other things to focus on. I have this business I'm trying to learn a new religion, you know, whatever it is. That's kind of where this is coming. And just real quick, we touched on this. Again, you're just really choosing to revolutionize something and move something forward. You're taking the reins, and that's super exciting. You also a really good combination for any entrepreneurial endeavors, earning money, because I do think that you're actually going to be putting yourself to discipline. So if you're finding yourself and you're just like, I want to work for myself, this is a really good time for you to seriously consider what that business model would look like and how much you can put into it and invest. And then the Hierophant, the Four of Pentacles, and the Six of Cups. I really feel like this is Spirit just saying, find comfort in the nostalgia of things. Find comfort in your childhood, things that you liked, baseball cards I just heard for some of you. Anything like that just brings you happiness and pleasure. It could be your favorite foods from a child too, with all the Taurus energy. So just enjoy the sensuality of life right now. Enjoy yourself as you're working. Don't get too bogged down in your expectations, Sagittarius, that you forget to kind of smell the flowers is what I'm getting. So really interesting, serious reading. So now we're going to move into your Lenormand, side of the reading, and we're going to be looking at your mind, heart, and then your actions for the time being. But super strong reading. Okay, so your mind. There's a lot on your mind. And I feel like with the stars here, the stars can deal with community or technology. So please be mindful of any technology, computers. You might have issues with that. That might be driving you crazy, especially Mercury retrograde. But for others of you, I feel like, you know, you might be afraid of letting people down because you are choosing you. Home, your heart. And I just heard home is where the heart is. Ring. Yeah. There's some, you could be going back home. You're just going back to somewhere that you feel safe, and you're recommitting to it, you know? I feel like you're recommitting to something that you felt you've left so far behind, but it brings you so much happiness and stability. And then your actions, we love that. The sun, and the letter. So really good news is going to be on its way, Sagittarius. So whatever it is that this whip is that's worrying you, don't worry about it, right? The ship, you're moving forward. This is a really great time for you to start exploring and opening up yourself to different experiences and avenues. I do feel like your heart is very strong. The more that you give into that childlike wonder that you're trying to explore, the easier that this transition is going to be for you and kind of ease the challenge that the whip brings. But be mindful of communication, particularly what you're writing and what you're typing. It could be misinterpreted. People might not understand where you're coming from. But on the bottom end with the sun letter, I love it. That's good news, jolly news. So your actions you're not really taking action, honestly. I feel like you are enjoying the comforts of the food, the music, everything that we talked about, that second house, the Taurus energy, that nostalgia, with the Six of Cups. Oh yeah, the Lord of Pleasure. So you're in that pleasure mode. And then as you do that and you open up yourself up and you free yourself, then I think that you're going to find yourself receiving some really good news. So your action is to just be and enjoy. And like I said, smell the flowers, right? So let's go ahead. This has been a pretty open and shut reading, pretty straightforward. So let's get to your oracle cards. Work through your fears. More Scorpio energy with the death card. So I do feel like you're releasing things because you're going back to the past when you weren't as fearful, when you were so excited and you were encouraged. Really check out the Aries energy if you have any Aries placements in either your Western or your sidereal chart, because I picture that their reading was all about releasing the past and embracing something new. And I feel like you're doing that. You actually are the leader in this, Sagittarius. You're already got the message and you're powering through that. And I feel like you're just releasing anything that doesn't serve you, particularly things that have kept you stagnant in the past. Then we have never ending story, 37, 10, 1. And we have 6, mountain. So there's been obstacles that you've had to overcome, and I feel like you've just been like, I've been climbing and climbing and climbing and climbing and climbing, and it's been never-ending story. It's just on and on and on. I haven't woken up and been in peace. I think you will now. You know, I think that that's the death. I think that that's what's changing, is you are going to wake up and find yourself in peace. When you feel like you've been, in pieces, Sagittarius, I just feel like you're regaining so much confidence. This relationship that was stagnant and tugging at you, it just seems like it's going to reset and it's going to get back balanced. And that's either because the yin and yang, the masculine and feminine energies are realigned, or you just choose to walk away from it. That's your choice. I'm not sure where you're coming from, but this is an obstacle that you're surely going to be able to overcome. And I do think that even with the never-ending story, even though it always feels like something, like one of my favorite songs is Something in the Way by Nirvana, starring Kurt Cobain, and it's There's Something in the Way. And that's pretty much the entire song. And so I feel like there's always something in the way. And yes, there seems to be something in the way, but like I said, I feel like Sagittarius, you're having the strength and the power to just work through it and not be afraid of it. And then once you overcome that obstacle, then you're going to be feeling so, so, so good about yourself. And the time is going to just run out, So continue to work through your fears, Sagittarius. That is what I got. Really powerful reading, guys. So we are going to move into the astrological analysis. But if you are Sagittarius and you're leaving us here, thank you so much for joining me. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And drop a sunshine emoji, because I feel like the sun is coming out for you for sure, my Sagittarius people. So drop a sunshine emoji if this resonated. Yeah, so let's go ahead and move into the astrology. Again, please keep in mind that the placements are a hair different. But if you're sticking with the Sagittarius, you can definitely see and listening, just get more insight. So let's get into it. Sagittarius, the sun, Mercury in retrograde, plus Saturn is in Capricorn, your second house. We talked about this a lot. You could be paying closer attention to finances than usual. You're looking at trimming your expenses and trying to save money. This could be so you could buy something more expensive in the future, like a luxury item. This could also be a time where you've been working towards this could also be something that you've been working towards for a while. So I do feel like at some point you are going to be spoiling yourself, and then take in what I was saying about the religious institutions and throw that pot in there. That's same effects. And then we have Mars plus Venus in retrograde in Sagittarius. So that will be in your first house. That's where you have all the Aries energy. I love how this is lining up. Because first house is traditionally ruled by Aries. So that's exactly what that was. Very active time for you as far as getting yourself out there. You could really be focused on your external looks. I would stay away from tattoo, piercings, body modifications right now because you could regret it later. Your relationship could be running hot and cold. You want to focus on yourself, but your partner wants more attention. Just try and communicate clearly to find balance. A very passionate time, however, and if you are single, then you could possibly be finding a new relationship because all of this, the Mars and Venus retrograde is aspecting your 7th house. So you could also be finding past relationships coming back for some of you. But like I said, it's that hot, cold, push-pull relationship, but great makeup sex, if I had to say myself, okay? Something to look forward to. And then finally, we got Jupiter and Aquarius in your 3rd house. So your ideas are expanding as you take your ideas to the next level. Great time to learn a foreign language and take short distance trips to stay, to satisfy your restlessness. I can't read my handwriting sometimes. So it looks like, yeah, that's what you're doing astrologically. So it seems to really be backing up this reading in a very cool kind of way. I appreciate when that happens. You're very active. You're out there. You're doing the dang thing. Your relationship could be running hot and cold. Enjoy the hot moments, okay? A lot of passion, a lot of Mars. People could be coming back, but you got really great news, really good encouragement, guys. This seems very positive. It looks like you're handling this retrograde season pretty well. Everything that's being brought up is just for you to release it so you can overcome any obstacles. So that is what I got for you, Sagittarius. Thank you so much for joining me. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Drop that little sunshine, drop that little sun emoji in the comment section if this resonated. And I can't wait to see you. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram if you haven't already. And yeah, I think that's it. Peace, guys. Thank you. Until next time.